Welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Today we're flying high with the Cajun Airlift. Louisiana's newest front to fight disasters. Their specialty is getting in where no one else can.
It started with just a couple of flights, and we saw a need, and it just kind of grew.
Plus, letting the good times roll. It's time for Mardi Gras, y'all. Where to catch all the fun and action in Red Stick. Then DR.NICK on the power of an apology.
Okay, I've said I'm sorry. Can we move on?
Right.
And if you're still holding it, then obviously it really is your issue.
But first, natural disasters have given birth to the Cajun Army, the Cajun Navy, and now the Cajun Airlift. They are angels in the air with a lot of estrogen. Hurricane Harvey hammered Houston with nearly 50 inches of rain. As floodwaters were rising higher, so was a new group of Cajuns coming to take them under their wings. Pilot Julie Jones and Kelly Kurtz are two of the nearly 40 pilots now known as the Cajun Airlift.
After Hurricane Harvey, a bunch of pilots and air traffic controllers got together. It started with just a couple of flights, and we saw a need, and it just kind of grew. Out of Lakefront and Gonzales, we just started coordinating and bringing relief supplies to hard-to-reach areas. With roads underwater for nearly a week, through the air was the only way to get relief supplies in bulk.
Kelly is one of my best buddies, and she kind of got all this going, and because I love to fly, I said, heck yeah, I'll go and do some trips, and that's how I got involved.
Julie donated not only her time and talents, but her airplane too.
Julie and I flew out immediately. We went to Conroe that first weekend.
It was the first one available to fly into. Everything else was still trying to get back on its feet. Then I hit Beaumont, where there was a church group accepting donations. And you have to know that these people are going to get the supplies to whomever needs it.
Julie's made 7 flights so far. Kelly, not as many, because of her experience coordinating ground efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. We were able to learn a lot from it, and we also created a system to help with donations, all the donations that were coming in from all over the world. The social media world has expedited everything since Katrina, making all this achievable and substantial.
When they saw that we were doing this, people started sending funding for fuel. So, I mean, I hadn't done all this all myself. I have had a lot of help. Thank goodness. The people are good, you know, they want to help, and they said, here, put this in your plane and go bring some more stuff.
Julie's plane can carry 500 pounds of supplies.
When we got there, they were so happy to see all the stuff we could bring and fit in that airplane, and stuff like baby diapers and pads for babies to play on, and just simple stuff that you take for granted that they really need.
Kelly knows all about that need. Last August, her Prairieville home filled with 18 inches of floodwater. Work to repair it is still underway. You do what you got to do. We had so much help. There were people from all over that came out to help, you know, and so we're just kind of paying it forward. Fast forward, in fact, as they were flying everything from breast milk and mattresses to pet food and paper towels to Texas, Hurricane Irma flattened Florida. Now we've got pilots in Mississippi,
Florida, Louisiana, Missouri even, and we just kind of formed a network, and it's working.
It's a lot more work for everyone, too. Their roles now have to be defined and delegated.
And you realize that you can't do everything. You can't collect all the stuff. You can't make the contacts over there where you're bringing your stuff to. You know, you can't fly it. You can't do all of it. So people kind of started working in their little niche where this person can make the contact, find out what they need. This person over here collects what we need, and somebody else can coordinate the flights, things like that. Yeah. It works better. Yeah.
Things would be upended again just 10 days later when Hurricane Irma crippled the Caribbean.
That's been a challenge.
New challenges like proximity, security,
Intercepted, if you hear this transmission, acknowledge the radio call and rock your wing.
no electricity, and aircraft compatibility.
It doesn't make sense for me to take my small plane. You need a bigger aircraft to do that. Twin engine or a jet that can cut across the Gulf. Get there quick.
Time is vital. The Cajun Airlift has been trying to get thousands of pounds of critically needed medical supplies, along with a medical team, into Puerto Rico. Then Wednesday, their prayers were answered. Homeland Security announced it was partnering with the Cajun Airlift.
It's a beautiful day.
We're going to have, I think, ships involved. We've got a couple of National Guard jets that have committed to it. We're going to finally be able to get the supplies in that we need. And we still need help. We're going to need supplies.
Cajun Airlift defied the odds and cut through the bureaucratic red tape. Julie and Kelly individually defied the odds too. Only 4% of pilots in the U.S. are women.
I just wanted to do it. And I knew one day it would turn into mission work. I didn't know how, but I knew that there would be a need for it.
You just answered the call?
Yep.
A surprising 25% of Cajun Airlift's pilots are women. So when Julie and Kelly land with relief supplies and people see 2 women in the cockpit, it's a double surprise.
You get a lot of looks. When you pull that plane up and you shut it down, you get a lot of looks. Like, what? I'm like, you better be scared.
They're proof you can do anything when you give an idea wings. And still ahead, it's the biggest Mardi Gras week of parades in Red Stick, where you can catch all the action and fun. A royal invitation just for you. Then DR.NICK on expressing regret. We can say we're sorry, but do we really mean it? How to know as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Get your Deer Stalker cap on. The plays afoot and Sherlock Holmes is on the case. The male heirs of the Baskerville line are being dispatched one by one. To find their ingenious killer, Holmes and Watson must brave the desolate moors before a family curse involving a murderous hound dooms its newest heir. Watch as our intrepid investigators try to escape a dizzying web of clues, silly accents, disguises, and deceit as 5 actors deftly portray more than 40 characters. Join us for this hilarious mystery and see how far from elementary the truth can be.
You see that? That's a trash can. It's a special place where trash goes. Not here, not here, not here. Is that a diaper? You know, the best part about the special place called Trash Can is there's not just one. There are trash cans everywhere. I'm the human dislike button, and I believe in you. I believe in your ability to find a trash can. To learn more about me, go to breck.org/HDB.
Well, this week is the week for Mardi Gras parades and Mardi Gras fun. And joining us with more is the King of Artemis, along with former Queen Chris Cangelosi. Don, it's great to see you. Congratulations on your kingdom.
Thank you. Great to be here. It's great to be king.
I bet. It looks like you all have had a blast.
It has been a really exciting and fun time. Yes.
Did you think you'd ever do this?
Well, you never know. I'm in the spotlight a lot, so it worked out well.
I love it. And your queen is lovely and a dear personal
beautiful
friend.
Stephanie Posa. She's been an awesome queen. We've had such a great time, and we're looking forward to the parade coming up.
And we've all been looking at the weather, and so far, Chris, it looks good.
It does look good from what I understand. So February 2nd is going to be the parade at 7 o'clock downtown. It's going to start on Government Street and St. Philip Street. It's going to make its way through downtown and then come back at the very beginning. So we are praying for great weather. Snow, just don't come, We want a good night.
That's right. Tell me about the theme of this year and how many floats you have involved.
Artemis goes back in time, so we've got some floats of the Roaring 20s, Hollywood, Pirates, which is my float, which is going to be great. And what's so great about Artemis is that it's very much like New Orleans. It's lit up at night because it's an evening parade, so all the floats are lit up. So it's going to be a great theme, lots of fun. We have 16 floats. We've got 17 marching bands, and we've got lots of other little acts in between. So it's a 2.5 hour parade.
Oh, I love it. And one of the things that I always love about this is that it's the all-female parade.
It is all female, and we have a blast.
And when, first of all, a night parade in Baton Rouge, you and Orion, are the only ones.
Right.
But the fact that they've been able to sustain it for so long is impressive.
Exactly. This is our 16th year as a parade crew. So we have 300 members. So we have a lot of members, and I see it continue on for many, many more years. And Joanne Harvey, who is the ball captain, she does a great job with that.
Woman power.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The parade route is on crewofartemis.net. You can go on the website and you'll be able to see the parade route, which starts at 7 o'clock.
Perfect.
Exactly.
February 2nd.
I'm looking at my beads, and of course, they always have the shoe, and so this year it is the red shoe, and then of course, I love your bead, Don. We got a chef hat.
I have my Chef of the Year medal. I have my knives. I have my chef hat, and the Queen will have a special one as well, with her daughter Lucy on it.
Oh, sweet. Well, I have to ask you because Mardi Gras pretty early this year. So we went from Christmas to New Year's to right into.
Yes, it has been nonstop. I mean, we hit the ground running January 1st, and we're into it.
And it's not like as a caterer you haven't been busy doing other things.
Not at all. Wedding season is around the corner, so we're excited about that as well.
How have you kept up the pace and?
Well, you just do it year after year. It's fun. You get enthralled by it all, so it's just a lot of fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have these special beads. Any special throws that we should be screaming?
Well,
throw me something.
Yeah, definitely.
We kind of get it all together, but we do have the special shoe.
The special shoe, which is signature for Artemis, and then we have different kind of throws. That'll be like animals, little things because it's a family also parade too. So the children will definitely. We always remember them. We've got also Artemis goes back in time. We have a beautiful bead there. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff being thrown, and it'll be a blast.
Yeah.
It's always crowded too, so get there early.
That's right. Get there at least by 6 if you can.
Exactly.
And then if you want to see it twice.
Yep, you can make that loop back around at the end. Yeah.
Yep. Because when they have extra throws, they're just throwing them. I love it at the end. You can really.
And I'm sure we'll be all out downtown at some of the local establishments after celebrating.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
I love it.
The party
happy Mardi Gras.
Yes, happy Mardi Gras to you. Great to see you.
It's great to see you too. And then the Mardi Gras fun, of course, continues with Mystique.
2 o'clock on Saturday, and then Orion that night at 7.
Yeah, so everybody get your Mardi Gras on.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
Happy Mardi Gras, everyone.
Thanks. More Weekends with Whitney after this. Discover your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors. With 10,000 square feet of inspired interiors, it's easy to bring beauty home. Create a unique interior that reflects your exterior. Translate what you love into where you live. For 60 years, Dixon Smith has refined the art of style, space, and comfort. You're a work of art. Your home should be too. Embrace your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors in the heart of Baton Rouge. Discover Dixon.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
9-time winner of the prestigious Buick GMC Mark of Excellence Award.
Each morning in Baton Rouge, we rise to meet opportunity. We carry the weight of responsibility proudly. We choose our paths. We move fast and we fly high. We light the way for others to follow. We make it happen. But what really matters is what happens when we land at home. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport. Fly easy.
I'm sorry. How many times have you said that today already? We apologize profusely. Sometimes perhaps when we shouldn't, and then sometimes we don't when we should. Dr. Nick joins us this morning with more. Great to see you.
More questions.
More questions.
More questions. You know, I read an article that I thought was really interesting, Whitney, and it talked about the power of an apology. And I think, you know, we talk a lot about forgiveness, but we really do need to also be aware of when it's appropriate to say, I'm sorry.
Right. Well, because for some people it's very difficult.
Very difficult.
They can't say it.
Very difficult. It's everybody else's problem or everybody else's fault. And then there are those of us who say it, as you said, profusely. We say it automatically, almost in rote, as if I'm so sorry that I'm alive.
Well,
which is the other extreme.
Yes. How about I'm sorry for things we haven't even done?
Yeah, the biggest struggle I have with I'm sorry is when someone's been hurt and it wasn't intentional.
And you mean by the person, by the
person,
the one who's apologizing?
Yeah, the person who wants the apology is thinking that other person owes them an apology. Okay.
Okay.
That person who supposedly hurt the other didn't intend to hurt the other. They may have done an intervention. They may have said something that was very challenging. They may have, you know, made a decision that they thought was in the best interest of the other, but wasn't perceived that way or was perceived as hurtful. We can use an intervention as a great example.
Okay, let's do, because that...
I mean, alcohol or any kind of drug, and it's like, you did this to me. You did this to me. It's like, I did this in order to help you. And not to hurt you, but the hurt is on the part of that person, victim.
Sure, sure. And so that person feels like they have to apologize when really maybe saying I'm sorry isn't even the right word. Maybe it should be see, here I go again. I'm sorry you're hurting.
Yeah, it's really hard. I'm sorry.
I know you're
hurting.
struggling and you're hurt.
And that can
saddens me.
And that can come across patronizing.
Oh, you're right.
It's just. I'm telling you, this is not an easy thing because if you say I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it, then is it really I'm sorry?
Right. Are you just saying it to appease someone?
But the article made the case, and I think I'm leaning more and more towards that. Say it without the but.
Oh.
Just simply say, I'm really sorry. There is a connectedness in human nature. When someone tells you a sad story, I bet you that your automatic response is, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Immediately.
And I don't think that's insincere. when people say that I'm sorry, I think they really mean it. Not that I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that that happened for you. It hurts me that you're hurting.
Sure.
We are connected. There's a human, almost universality to the fact that we hurt each other. And so we really are saying I'm sorry for other people.
And so that's the power of it.
That's the
that's
power
what we
of
have to be able to say it.
That's the power of it, taking the high ground. But let's move it one more step. How many times do you say it?
How many times does someone have to receive it to get it?
Yes, right.
Right.
So now you're in that, okay, I've said I'm sorry, can we move on?
Right.
And if you're still holding it, then obviously it really is your issue. And how to say that again is difficult.
Sure.
But it really is the person who's still holding the grudge. And that grudge may be from long time past hurt that's been triggered by the offense of someone else. Unintentional, you know.
Right. Why is it that some people cannot accept an apology? Is it because they haven't worked through it yet, that they're still mad and angry? Because should you say you accept someone's apology when really you're seething inside?
Boy, I tell you, that's the only answer I can give is that the one's in that situation, one's sense of self is so weak and so fragile and so insecure that they're always looking for something to hold them up, to ground them, to make them feel a little better. And so it becomes almost like a drug. You need to just keep saying it so I'll feel better, but I'm not really feeling better. See, and that's when it does go back to the person that is holding the grudge, not accepting the I'm sorry.
Sure.
And that's where the work has to be. And I'm telling you, as a mental health professional, that gets tough.
Sure.
That gets tough to try to challenge someone who's hurting, that the only way you can really get out of your own pain is to do your own healing.
Right. Is it often, let me ask you professionally, is it often other stuff?
Oh, I think
and,
so.
And am I, even with that person, it's years, and let's say it's a sibling. It could go back to when they were, teenagers.
Yes. Well, remember, probably a lot of the I'm sorry needs to go to family members and siblings and parents. I mean, where is the hurt most profound, if not in the home?
Sure. Those we love most, we hurt
Sure,
most.
because they're the most accessible. That's who we live with. That's who we're going to hurt. And that's when I think the real power of forgiveness and, hey, this is the way life rolls. We're back to life is just really not that fair. Get over it. See how harsh that sounds?
It does sound harsh.
Sounds harsh, but it's real.
Right. For those of us who apologize profusely, should we pull back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think those of us who just do it automatically all the time definitely have to kind of stop reacting and think, okay, am I really?
And for those
Am I really?
Am I really
sorry? Now, when it comes to, again, somebody's painful story being shared, I have no problem saying I'm sorry. But when somebody accuses me of something that I didn't do, I'm like, whoa, I'm having a hard time taking this responsibility on. I didn't do it. We got to find out where that needs to go.
Sure.
Where that hurt needs to go, and then try to resolve that. That's a good point that you'd helped me make.
For people who can't apologize, how do they get over that? Is it a stubbornness? Is it a I'm always right? Is it a?
Well, it's probably the same answer that I would give earlier. It's a lack of self. It's a lack of security. If I'm secure in who I am, Whitney, it's not going to kill me to say I'm sorry.
Right.
It's really not. I can say it and move on and say, okay, I didn't mean to, or I did mean to. I did it. It's done. It's over. Where another problem comes in real quick, though, is when we get in a habit of abusing and then saying I'm sorry.
Oh.
Hurting and then saying I'm sorry, which is again a pattern that we see very often in life. That's very unhealthy. I'm using this as an example. The husband hits the wife and then says I'm sorry, and it happens.
And
on
he's
a weekly
done it
basis.
for years.
Right, or the child, and it's like that's a whole different context. There is no genuine sorrow there.
Right.
There's no genuine sorrow there. If there were genuine sorrow, we would see some kind of change in the pattern.
And those apologies we're not going to accept if the pattern continues.
That's right, if the pattern continues. It's the changing of behavior that is so critical in a situation like that. And it's okay that people struggle with it. This is life.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Nick.
You're welcome.
More Weekends with Whitney right after this. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees.
The new year is a perfect time to make your money work hard for you. Hi, I'm Ian James, financial advisor and president of Capital Financial Group. Like millions of Americans, you're likely paying higher taxes and higher fees than you probably should. With 20 years of industry experience, I have a proven plan to analyze your investments and reduce hidden costs and fees. You work hard for your money. It's time to let your money work hard for you. Call me, Ian James, for a free, no obligation portfolio review and a brighter financial future.
Thanks for sharing your time with us here on Weekends with Whitney. We hope to see you back here again next week. But until then, we leave you with this.